Okay, hey y'all. So today I really wanted to talk about becoming a new and better version of yourself. My story is like from rags to riches story. I really feel like I mastered like rebranding myself. And that's what is like really important to do. In order to do that is you gotta learn how to set boundaries. You gotta learn how to set boundaries, not just with yourself, but like with other people too, right? From rags to riches in my mindset shift. Okay. Today, like what was on my schedule, I'm like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, da, 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 and everything just ended up taking too long. But that doesn't mean that I'm still not being successful today. Like sometimes it's things that's gonna push up against you, but you gotta push up against those things and just make it do what it do. Like you always gotta make it do what it do. I don't care. Like that's my little saying. This is the year of making it do what it do. Like Nike just do it, but no, we making it do what it do. Like period. My hair this, and I'm gonna have to figure something out, but I'm gonna make it do what it do. Like coming up, like from rags to riches, right? I see people with the life that I feel like I deserve, not necessarily in a way like why do they have that or being jealous or anything of that nature, but just like knowing, okay, like it's possible, that thing is possible. I start teaching myself like, okay, what in my life is not in alignment with the version that I want it to be. And so many people talk about it, but it's like, how many people are actually grasping it? Not that many people. I used to be like so, what's the word? Like, I was like a girl YN. I was in the streets. The whole line, like shootings, robberies, woo. But I thought I was like one of the guys I would need to be down with the get down. That's because I don't bond that well with females. Like females have always been weird to me, towards me. It's just I felt like I belong more with the boys. Like they just accepted me as I was. I felt like, a part of their little brotherhood. Like I got to see the way that men think, operate, and all that behind closed doors. I was behind closed doors with them. I just learned so much, but that put me in like masculine energy. So it's crazy the way that I'm presenting myself today is like very feminine. And that is so important. Like femininity is so important. Okay, now let's get into like metanoia, okay? So for those of you who don't know, metanoia basically means, in my own words, it's like a shift from a physical state of being and operating at a physical level and then transforming your mind to see things on a spiritual level. So that in turn helps you elevate, and it's like you're no longer worried about your physical being so much. Like duh, you are, but at the same time it's like you know what the bigger picture is. You see the bigger picture. And that was a whole thing that I went through to become who I am today, and that's helping me become who I'm meant to be. Like I'm still not nowhere near where I want to be, but this year I'm speaking it into existence. Like this year I'm going to touch my first million. I believe like this is just a part of my story. Like I'm in a transitioning phase right now, I would say. On a higher part of the transition phase. Like I started my transition, it was so ugly when I started out. It was like I had to purge so many things. I had to let go of the way that I spoke, the way that I carry myself, the verbiage that I use. Like I try not to even curse no more. Like I try to be very, very, very ladylike. But that's because I was overly masculine. I wanted to be a little boy for real. Like toting guns and da. Like it's like, don't get me wrong. It's like that helped me become who I am. But at the same time too, I had to change that. I cannot be a grown woman operating at my highest self and not wanting to still be down with the get down. It just put me in so many predicaments and so many situations. I lost so many friends to additions. Not that they lost their life, but there's addicts now. You know, they will never be the same. Even if they get clean, it's like you can't unsee somebody going through that dark of a phase of their life. You can't. Um, it's like it leaves like residue on their spirit, on their physical body, you know, depending on what the addiction is. The addictions, death, jail, like jail is really something that I have a deep passion for. Not in the sense of when you have a passion for something and you like want to experience it. I have a passion for it, like, okay, like this is not okay, that is not okay, we'll do it through. Like it's no rehabilitation, you know. It's keeping men stuck in their mind. Statistically speaking, if somebody goes to jail one time, they are more likely to go to jail again and again. Like they'll be at the top of the statistics of being a criminal, if that makes sense. But yeah, when I was 17, right, so it was like two boys in my life that I was really, really close to. And one of them was like, you know, my lover. And then the other one, he was like more so my best friend. Like, I kind of didn't see him that way, even though he saw me that way. And I was just like, keep that, you know, we not crossing the lines. You know, they both end up going to jail uh, a month apart. Mind you, there are two boys I'm close to. They go to jail a month apart. Long story short, they end up going to prison. One of them got 46 years. That was my lover. He got 46 years. And then the my best friend, he ended up getting 55 years a couple years later. Both of their names was Tay, like they went by Tay anyways. And that was just crazy. Like to me, that sticks out in my mind like a sore thumb. Like this is one of the situations that shaped me. And everybody needs to find that, you know, like what in your life caused you the most pain? What in your life caused you to just be like, okay, like no, this like there's gotta be something else I could do about this. You know, like when your back is against the wall and there's literally nowhere for you to turn, what situation in your life has made you feel like that? That's somewhere where you're probably caught to, you know, like you just gotta look at things like that and analyze things that like that. You can't just look at it like the enemy wants us to think that trauma, okay, we just can't think about our trauma and like let's just get it out of our mind. None of our trauma makes us who we are. Like we gotta like I was even go as far to say like give it a new term, like redefine what trauma is. Trauma is something to shape us, to make us who we are, to help us help others who are going through similar, have gone through similar, or will eventually go through similar, you know? We're called to those people. That has also made me just learn a lot about the strategies that's been implemented in within our communities, our minds, our families, etc., etc. And it's a bigger picture, like it goes deeper and deeper and deeper. So that was one of the things that helped me shift my mind because I'm like, okay, like I'm blessed that I didn't have to go through something as tragic as that. Like firsthand, you know, I was a witness to it, but I can't attest to it myself, if that makes sense. You know, so that's a blessing. I know that it's a covering over my life, and I know that I'm protected, and I know that it's a higher power that's above us, you know. Another thing that I was constantly going through, like battling with, was betrayal. I went through so much betrayal. Like, I would get in these, like, friendship groups, whether it was three of us, four of us, right? And each time I would get in these friendship groups, it never failed. Like it would be the most intense betrayal. And I just could not understand why. And it's not like, you know, just one person in the group would betray me and other people might give me the cold shoulder. No, like these girls would be betraying me in numbers. Like we was just like, and then it's like all of a sudden I just got like outcasted. It wasn't just something like, oh, we don't F with you, do with you. No, like They went out their way to expose me, drag my name through the mud. I had like 30,000 followers on Instagram. They went to my whole, following, or try to get to my whole following, be like, oh, y'all don't need to follow her. Came out to the level of influence that I had. So me, that was just like, I started pinpointing the patterns, like this is what I told you, you gotta like go back in your mind to your trauma and not in the sense of like, oh, I just can't believe I went through this in the sense of victimhood, right? You go in the sense of going back to recognize patterns, and this is where I told you, this is where the boundaries come in, right? So when they will all start to betray me, it's because I let them slide so many times. And it got to the point like, okay, y'all playing with me way too much. Like, this is not okay. Then I would put my foot down, and when I put my foot down, they would think I put my foot on their neck, and they would just, rise up against me and like, yeah. And like, when I tell you I was so severe, the betrayal, these girls talked about ending my life, taking my life on social media, on a public platform, in front of everybody. I just had y'all in my home. I was sitting there crying with y'all. I done fed y'all. Y'all done fed me. I gave y'all the clothes off my back. And y'all talking about ending my life. Like, it's crazy. Like, not y'all trying to do this. That was also something that helped me notice that it was a calling on my life as well. For a long time, I would try to deny the fact, like, okay, like, it isn't such thing as being called a chosen, this and the third. We're all equal. That's actually not the case, because if that was the case, then everybody would be up here. And most people, majority of people, is down here. Okay, so when it's pyramid, right? It's wider at the bottom. So it's all these people down here. It's more room at the bottom than it is at the top. Because not everybody is meant to be at the top. Not everybody deserves to be at the top. To be deserving of that, that's something that you have to walk in. You can't just, oh, give me that. Like, I want that. No, like, and people who do that, will you go after something that you're not meant to have, or that's not destined for you. For instance, that girl that just got outed for doing witchcraft and having a spiritualist and do that Tatiana Chanel girl, right? She went after things that was not meant for her. Now look at her. Everything that she had thus far is just like getting taken away from her. Like everybody is like the veil has been lifted for everybody's eyes. Now she's not the girl that everybody once thought she was. And that's because when you operate outside of the Most High's will for you, you will get your blessings for so long, for so long. And you'll think like, oh, I got this, I got that, I got da 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 da. Like, you will feel like the world is at your fingertips. And that's what the enemy does. Then the enemy will come and snatch all that away from you. And you either are going to have to surrender everything and restart from ground zero. Most people aren't humble enough to do that. It says it's easier for a camel to go through the needle of an eye than it is for a rich man to enter heaven. So when somebody obtains their wealth, their riches, their status through illegal ways spiritually, by going to the kingdom of darkness to get what they want, it's like, okay, so boom, like the devil, he snatches it away, right? He gonna snatch it away. And then you don't have a choice to, like I said, surrender it, which most people aren't humble to do that once again. Or you're gonna be like, you know what, now I gotta do even more witchcraft, even more voodoo. Now I gotta do this, do that. And it's just like you get led down a further rabbit hole of darkness till you no longer are. I'm not gonna say like it's impossible for you to get redeemed, but what you put your soul through is like you start numbing yourself to things. And when you start to become numb, it's hard to get feelings back. And it's only by the grace of the Most High, by miracles of the Most High, that people are saved. It says many are called and few are chosen. If you are chosen, you have to recognize that you're chosen and don't be afraid to stand in that blessing and claim that blessing as yours. Like, that's mine. Like, I am chosen. That's what something I was battling with for a long time because I was trying to be humble. But saying that I'm chosen isn't being humble, because I even have to be humble every day to be chosen. Like, it takes so much humility. Like, it takes so much. Like, I can't be arrogant. I can't be this. I can't be that. Otherwise, I'm not acting like somebody that's chosen. Like the Messiah, for instance, he knew who he was, right? He went around saying, he didn't question who he was. He didn't say, well, like, am I the son of the Messiah? Am I? Nah, I can't be. That's not being humble. That's a lie of the enemy. That's deceit. That's trickery. That's stealing your birthright. Like Jacob and Esau. Like, come on now. Like, no, I'm this, I'm that, with the woo. And if you can't get with it, then, pack your bags to the left. Like, point blank, period. And that's something that we have to, like, see in ourselves as well. Like, we're all called and chosen, well, not all of us, but those who are, we're called and chosen for a specific deed, and we must carry that out. I like to compare my life to, like, chapters in the Bible. Not like I'm like the Bible, the word. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not putting myself on that high pedestal. I'm saying, like, I see some characteristics of myself in Esther. I see some of my characteristics in Ruth. I see some of my characteristics in Job. And I also see some traits that I have that are a reflection of the traits in Eve. Like, also not good things. Like, I done had my times where I was like a Jezebel, things of that nature. It's good to, like, put that mirror up to yourself so that you can grow, so that you can elevate. It's like your car on your dash, your car will pop up symbols when there's something wrong with your car. If it didn't, you wouldn't know that there's something wrong with your car. You gotta do the same. Like, you gotta have your own, like, little symbols that go off. Like, okay, I gotta check in with this. I gotta check in with that. Da 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 da. Your body is a temple, and you gotta carry it as such. That's why it's important to, like, I'm the kind of person, you sit down and talk with me for like 10 minutes. I will shift your whole mindset. Like, I will plant seeds, and you'll be like, dang, like, I ain't never had a conversation like that. Like, you know how often I hear that, which is so sad, but so many people would tell me, like, dang, I never heard nobody speak like you. Or it's not too often where, I come across people that have this kind of mindset. I put so much work in on myself, and I know that a lot of people are lacking resources, lacking tools, and just lacking knowledge and awareness. So I like to bring that to people, because I want to see people be better. Like, it was people that planted seeds in me too. And if it wasn't for them planting seeds, because they were on a higher level within themselves, I wouldn't have discovered this, found this out, wanted to research this. My brain wouldn't have been sparked in certain ways to make me operate as the person that I am now. So, like, plant seeds in people. Don't be afraid to plant seeds in people. Like, I had saw this girl say one time on social media, she was like, don't be afraid of speaking about the Most High to your friends, to your family, to your peers and coworkers and whatnot, because you might be the only Bible that they get in their life. And we gotta speak with boldness. Like, people be so bold to speak about, oh, like, I I was at the club. It was this boy. He was so fine, and I went to his crib after, and we did the do. Like, people ain't afraid to talk about that. So you can't be afraid to talk about the good things. Like, we're here to bring the gospel. Like, that's our full armor. I strap on my feet in readiness for the gospel of peace. Like, we're to spread the gospel. And gospel means good news. So, like, spread good news to people. There's so much bad news. Like, don't be afraid to be the one good thing that people hear. It says in Proverbs, I don't know the specific scripture, but it says good words are like healing to the bones. So speak life into yourself, into others, into your finances, into your health, your skin, everything, your hair, all that. Like my hair used to be like Babiana, now my hair, like it goes all the way like to my waist, past my waist. That's because I'm pouring into myself, and that's why I look at my hair. Like my hair is a reflection of the, like how much I pour into myself, how much I care about myself. The way that you show up physically, like I said in the beginning, that shows how good you're taking care of your spirit, because it's your spirit first and then your physical. Like some people take care of the physical, and it's like they like got like a empty stare, empty look in their eyes. You don't want that. Like soul, body, yeah, soul, mind, and body in that order. Well, that's all really that I had to say today. I do gotta get to my photo shoot or get ready for my photo shoot. I gotta get dressed and stuff like that. And then I still gotta go to the gym today. I haven't ate today. I'm like running off no energy for real, but it's all the spirit. It's all the most high. And yeah, so I know this was like kinda all over the place, and I'm gonna leave it at that. It's like when you was a kid and you used to go Easter egg hunting, you grabbing all the eggs that you can get. And some of them may got candy that you don't like, and then some of them got money, and those was the ones that we was really wanting. But then it was like the candy that we did like, and it was just like levels to it. But it's like whoever got the most eggs, like yeah, what's the one? One of the ones, but. That's basically what I'm trying to say with my video. Like, yeah, just like it's so much stuff that I dropped in here, but just pick up the ones like you gonna get the gems that you really want in here in the midst of all that. Yeah, I feel like that was good. I appreciate y'all for watching my video. I hope you like my video. This year we need to focus on being unidentifiable. Like people from my past that haven't seen us in a year, we should be so much of a different person than people that knew us a year ago. We light years ahead of that. Okay? Point blank period. That's it. That's all I have to say. Until next time. Yeah.